Okay, we are now going to talk about folding a hackle to tie a collar hackle, and I'm using a purple Schlappen hackle. It turns out, however, that you can fold. Folding is really good on. It's really good on every hackle that you may want to wind. Partridge. Um, why is my mind going blank? It just is. Saddle hackles, neck hackles. Um, Folding is something that I read about, heard about, couldn't get the hang of until I watched a fellow do it. The reason you fold a hackle is in order, you don't fold a dry fly hackle. A dry fly hackle, you tie the feather in by the butt and you wind it, and you are looking for that nice straight up and down angle on your dry fly. If you tie a fly like a stimulator or an elk hair caddis, you like that backward angle. And I'll show you this in another time, but you tie the hackle in by the butt and you reverse wind it towards the tail of the fly, and that gives it actually a taper from large hackle to small. But for tying collar hackles, I like to tie them in by the tip, and here I'm just mangling my feather. But I want the longest fibers, which are at the base of the feather, I want them in the front of the hook. Now this feather is going to want to stand, the barbules are going to want to stand up. Now here's what I'm going to do. Some people tie it in first and then trim it. I trim the tip off. I can save this to the side for use on a smaller hook. I'm going to tie that tip in, and now here's how you fold it. And it's so easy. I couldn't believe it took me years to learn this. You take your scissors and you just gently rub them along the quill, and that actually causes them to fold, to bend, to crease in this direction, and you'll feel it bumping along those fibers. You do the same thing underneath, and if you could see this, it's almost a little V shape. Going like this. And again, if you're lucky, you have a nice long feather, you don't have to use hackle pliers, but I keep them handy just in case. Now I'm going to start winding this, and I'm going to, with my fingers, pull those hackles back each time around. But the folding that we did initially helps keep these. See how they're making that nice rearward sweep? And depending on how full you want your fly, the appearance of your fly to be, you're going to make more or fewer winds. The difference between this and if you tie this hackle in by the butt, then you wind up having the longer fibers here and the shorter fibers here, and then you have to actually physically wind over. You have to mat down those hackle fibers in order to get them to shape that way. When you tie the hackle in by the tip and then wind forward, you get that natural curve and you get the longest feathers right here. So that is how you fold a hackle for winding from the tip forward.